Here's something nobody tells you when you start out as a social media manager. The moment a client hires you, they've already decided what they think you know. Yes, the moment they hire you, they've already decided what they think you know. They are not waiting to find out. They are not going to give you a grace period. In their mind, you are the expert. Full stop. And that assumption starts from the first conversation you've had with them before the contract is signed, which is why I always talk about nailing your onboarding process as a social media manager. Before you've even seen their account, they already decided that you are the expert. So the question is not whether the client will have expectations. They will. The question is, are you actually prepared to meet those expectations? Because the gap between what clients assume and what most social media managers actually know when they start out, that gap is real. It's very real, and it will cost you. It will cost you clients, it will cost you your reputation, and honestly, it will cost you your confidence. If you're not careful, your confidence and your mental health, it will cost you. Today, we are going into that gap. We're going into it. And we are talking about the specific things that clients expect from you as a social media manager from day one. The things that courses and all those trial and error will not prepare you for, and what you need to actually do about it. And this is not to make you feel like you are behind. This is to help you get ahead. So let's get into it. Now, if you're new here, hi! My name is Omobolaji Ajibari. I am your social media manager's favorite social media manager. And I am a creator, economy strategist, and educator. And on this channel, I break down what it takes to actually grow, position yourself, and make money as a creator or a social media manager without all the noise you see online. So let's get into it. First, I want to explain why this gap exists in the first place. Because understanding the problem is how you would solve it. When a client hires a social media manager, they are not usually hiring you because they understand the craft. They are hiring you because they do not want to deal with it themselves. They want to push that to you. That means they have formed their expectations from one of three places: what they see on their own feeds, what they have heard from other business owners, or what they think someone who does social media should be able to do. And none of those sources are accurate. What they see on the feed is finished product. They are not seeing the strategy behind it, the testing, the rewrites, the failed posts that never went anywhere. They are seeing the result. So they assume that the result is an easy part. And what they've heard from other business owners is often like outdated or exaggerated. They just say, somebody, maybe a business owner will tell their friend that, oh, my last social media manager handled everything. That's the sentence you want to be very careful of, because everything means something different when it comes to every single client. And what they think you should know, that is shaped by the words social media. It sounds casual. It sounds like something anybody can do. So when they hire a professional, they're expecting somebody who can do the casual thing, but better. And one problem I always face with business owners is that they don't always appreciate the layers underneath it. And that's an assumption problem. And it creates a very specific list of things they expect you to walk in already knowing. So let me go through the common ones. Number one, they assume you know their industry without being told. Yes, they assume, not in detail. They are not expecting you to have worked in their sector for 10 years, but they do expect you to pick it up fast. And when I say fast, they expect you to pick it up fast. They expect you to understand who their customer is, what language they speak, what language their customer understands, and what their competitors are doing. They expect you to pick it up fast without them having to hold your hand through every piece of content. The assumption is that being a social media manager means you can adapt quickly and research effectively. And honestly, that assumption is fair. It is. The problem is a lot of new social media managers do not have a system for doing that research. They are winging it, and clients can tell. Number two is they assume you know how to write copy that converts, not just captions that sound nice. Copy that actually makes somebody stop, read, and take action. Clients are not paying for pretty words. They are paying for results. It's money that they are paying, real money, hard work. And when those results do not come, the first thing they question is whether you actually know what it is that you are doing. Writing effective copy, writing effective captions is a skill that needs dedicated study. It is not something that you pick up by scrolling on Instagram. Not anybody can write good copy, and it's not just about caption. Copy is more about understanding hooks, call to actions, emotional triggers, benefit-led language. This is craft. And most new social media managers underestimate how much work it takes to get genuinely good at it. Yeah. Number three is they assume you understand understand analytics and that you can explain it to them. And this is where it gets really interesting, because clients do not just want those numbers. They want to know what those numbers mean, because I promise you, they do not understand what those numbers mean. They want to know if what you are doing is working, and they want you to explain it to them without making them feel stupid, even though some of them will never actually understand what those numbers mean. Pulling a report is not the skill. The skill is interpreting that report. Why did the reach drop this week? Why did this reel outperform the previous one? What should we do next? Or what should we do differently next month? These are the things that the data should be able to explain to them, and these are the things you need to interpret to them, because they don't understand how it works. This is what they are paying you for as a social media manager. And a lot of social media managers are not prepared to have those conversations with confidence. They are not prepared. Number 4 is they assume you can manage their account without constant input from them. This one trips so many people up. Clients wants to hand over their social media to you as the social media manager without having to think about it again. They are not expected to be chased for approvals. They are not expecting to rewrite your captions. They hired you so that the business can focus on running their business. But if you don't have a clear onboarding where you let everybody know that this is your duty, you will not have content to work with. And then you'll be doing the job of content creator, a social media manager, and a strategist without getting paid for all three. Whereas they will only pay you for a social media manager's job. Yes. If you don't have a clear onboarding process or a clear content approval workflow and a way of extracting the information that you need upfront, you'll be chasing these clients constantly. And that makes you feel like extra work instead of solution. The expectation of the autonomy is real, but you have to build systems to be able to meet it. Number 5 is they assume that you know every single platform, not just the one that you are personally active on. If they are paying you for Instagram management, they expect Instagram expertise. But the moment that they mention TikTok or LinkedIn or YouTube Shorts, they also expect you to have an opinion about that. They expect you to know what works where and why. The reality is each platform has its own algorithm logic. It has its own content format preference. It has its own culture. And keeping up with that is a constant job. And the social media managers who struggled the most are the ones who got comfortable on 1 or 2 platforms and stopped learning about the rest. So now let's talk about the other side. What do you actually need to invest time in learning beyond the basics that most people cover? Number 1 is client management and communication. And I'm putting this first because I've realized and I've watched a lot of videos. Nobody talks about it enough. The technical skills matter, but the ability to manage a client relationship is what keeps you retained. This means setting clear expectations from the start. It means knowing how to handle feedback without actually becoming defensive. It means knowing how to push back on a bad idea professionally. It means delivering results-focused reports that actually builds trust rather than just fill a template. Most social media courses that you see out there, they teach you the platforms. Very few teach you how to be professional with your clients that you want to actually keep working with. And that is a gap that you need to fill in deliberately. You need to fill it in deliberately through reading, through mentorship, through paying attention to every client interaction and learning from it. Number 2 thing would be copywriting as a standalone discipline. And I said it earlier, but I want to even go deeper here. You need to study copywriting separately from social media. Everything we do in social media deals with copywriting, especially if you are planning to be a social media manager. Copywriting is not just caption. Read books on it. Study direct response marketing. Understand why certain headlines work, why certain hooks work, and why others feel flat. Practice writing with different industries, different tones, different objectives. The social media managers who can write well are the ones who get results. The ones who get results are the ones who get retained and get referrals. Copywriting is one of the highest leverage skills that you can develop, and it is one of the most underprepared in this industry. Number 3 would be strategy before content. A lot of people now, they learn how to create content before they learn how to build a strategy. And then they wonder why the content is not working. Content without strategy is just noise. You need to understand how to audit an account, define clear objectives, identify the right audience, map out the content funnel, and set KPIs that actually connect to business goals before you even create the content. Clients hire you to grow something. And you cannot grow something if you don't know where it is going. Strategy is the foundation, and it needs to be something you can articulate and present clearly, not just something that you're figuring out as you go. Number 4 would be basic graphic design principles. You do not need to be a graphic designer, but you do need to understand the visual hierarchy, brand consistency, and why certain design choices work better than the others. You need to be able to look at a piece of content and know whether it looks professional or whether it looks like an amateur designed it. You need to be able to brief a designer properly or create decent looking graphics yourself when a designer is not available. If you are relying entirely on Canva templates without understanding the principles behind good design, like maybe color, contrast, spacing, font pairing, and alignment, your content will always look slightly off and you will not be able to explain why. Number 5 will be how to run a discovery calls and ask the right question. Now, this might be the most underrated skill in the entire industry. The quality of your onboarding determines the quality of everything that comes after it. If you go into a client relationship without truly understanding their goals, their brand values, their brand voice, you are setting yourself up to miss the mark. A good discovery call is not a casual chat. It is structured, intentional, and very thorough. You should be walking away from it with enough information to build a strategy without actually needing to go back and forth and ask 10 follow-up questions. Learning how to run one well takes practice. It took me time to be able to learn it. Takes practice and also takes having a framework. Build that framework and keep on refining it. Number 6 would be how algorithms actually work, not just what content to post. There is a difference between knowing what to post and knowing why it performs. The why comes from understanding how each platform distributes content, what signals it prioritizes, and how those signals change over time. Impressions, saves, shares, watch time, early engagement, these all mean different things on different platforms. When you understand the mechanics, you can make better decisions and explain those decisions clearly to your clients. When you don't, you're just guessing and you're open. Number 7 is budget management and paid social basics. Even if you're not running the ads, you will eventually work with a client who wants to boost or run a campaign ad. And if your answer is, oh, I only do organic, you're limiting yourself. You're limiting yourself significantly. You do not need to be a paid media ad specialist or whatever they call themselves, but you do need to understand the basics. How meta ads are structured, what an objective means, how a budget gets spent, what a decent CPM looks like. Just enough to have informed conversation to know when to bring in a specialist. Now let's be practical. Knowing that the gap exists is one thing. Closing it is another. I want you to start with an honest audit of where you are. Go through every assumption that I've listed in the previous section and ask yourself honestly, if a client asked me about this tomorrow, could I handle it confidently? Not perfectly. Can you handle it confidently? If the answer is no, that is your learning list. Write it down. Be strategic about what you will learn first. Not everything on that list is equally urgent. If you are just starting out, I would say focus on strategy, copywriting, and maybe client communication, because those 3 alone will carry you further than anything else. Platform-specific knowledge you can build as you go. But the foundation skills are what will create longevity. Learn from real work, not just courses. Courses will always give you a framework, but real work gives you judgment. And the best thing you can do is get client experience. Even if that means starting with lower rates or doing pro bono work for maybe a business that you believe in, or maybe you are managing your own account with the same rigor that you apply to a client's page. Invest in community, invest in mentorships. Social media management is not a static industry. Things change and they move really fast. Platform updates, algorithm updates. What worked last year, what worked last month will not work this month. Being in spaces where you are learning from people who are actively doing the work, not just teaching theory, will keep you sharp in a way that self-study alone or courses cannot. So here's the thing about the gap between what clients assume and what you actually know. It is not a permanent state. It is a starting point. Every experienced social media manager that I know or I look up to or I've come in contact with was once confused about analytics, was once nervous about how to take client calls, was not sure if their strategy was actually working. The difference is they stayed in it long enough to figure it out. They treated this skill gap as problems to solve rather than reasons to doubt themselves. You're going to be hired by clients who believe in you before you fully believe in yourself. And that's not a warning, it is an opportunity, and I want you to use it. If this video or this podcast episode helped you, make sure you are subscribed, because I constantly make content for social media managers and content creators, whether you're just starting out or whether you're just trying to level up what you already know. The link to my mentorship program is also in the description if it's open. And my name is Omobalaji. I am your favorite social media manager's favorite social media manager, and I will see you in the next one.